Now, what is the most dangerous trick that magicians, generally speaking, have to do?
I think levitating can be up there because the force required to lift a person is obviously in excess of that person's weight, right?
Hmm.
So it takes more force to lift a person than they weigh. So you're dealing with some pretty there's devices we use for that can just sever your arm. I mean, they just cut your arm right off, and that is legit dangerous. And it looks beautiful and lyrical on the front, and then in where these things happen, it's quite dangerous. The other one is the bullet catch. That has legitimately killed six or more magicians. Catching bullets, and then their head catches it or their chest catches it, and they die. And there was a really famous magician named there's Ching-Ling Fu and Chung-Ling Su. And Chung-Ling Su got shot after doing it hundreds of times on stage. There was like debris in the gun or something, and it shot him. He's bleeding out. They take him to the hospital, and then they realize this famous Chinese magician is a white dude named like William Robinson, and he'd been going around pretending he was Chinese to capitalize on this Asian magic that was big at the time. So that was one of the greatest deceptions in magic. But he legit died from getting shot, on stage. So,
Wow. So go through, for people that are listening, like go through what is the magic? What is a magic catch? Like just go through its general mechanics.
what
Or
is
a
what?
bullet. I'm sorry, a bullet catch.
Oh, bullet catch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A bullet catch would be, and Penn and Teller still do it in Las Vegas. They use like Smith and Wesson's, whatever they're like a 45 Magnum, whatever it's called. So a bullet catch is the magician brings out a rifle or a gun, a handgun, whatever, and bullets, and then he invites police officers or military people from the audience to come up, inspect everything. Then they mark the bullet, the front of the bullet, and then they load the chamber, and then sometimes somebody from the audience can hold the gun. In the case of Penn and Teller, they both they each hold one, and then it's a double bullet catch. And then you shoot the thing at the guy's face or at a plate that he's holding, and he catches it on the plate or he catches it in his mouth, and you spit it out and show that the bullet is has the same marking. I saw Penn and Teller do it on stage. I'll be honest, I have no idea how they did that trick. I have no idea, not a clue. And the bullets fire, the guns fire, and everything looks legit, and so it's an impressive trick.
And people sometimes die. So
and people sometimes die.
Bullets are flying in some form or fashion.
Yeah, or something gets loose in the gun, or there's a debris buildup from webbing back in the day, and people have died. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Sounds like a cool trick. I'll check that out.
You can do it one time.
Would be a good skill, right? It'd be a good skill being able to catch bullets. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Especially in a crisis, active shooters, you can just catch them all.
Matrix style.
Wow, good stuff, buddy. Let's take it through, going back just a little bit. Becoming a magician, the basics. Like, what is it that did you take the most popular route, or what are, for those that might be interested in it, how do they go down that path?
Yeah, it's all about the same. I think that's fine. So the route I took was you're all self-taught basically, and so you go to the library, you read books, you buy books. If you're a kid, every Christmas or whatever, you're asking for this book or this video, and then it got into DVDs, and now it's you can go to places like Illusion with an E, Illusionist, Penguin, Vanishing Ink, and you can download magic tricks on video and then learn it that way or get them shipped to you or whatever. So some are techniques with stuff you use around the house, and others are special items that you have to purchase that can be expensive. And you just get a little bit better and a little better, and your knowledge base grows, and you integrate sleight of hand, using just your hands for stuff, or trick objects and stuff like that. But yeah, there's no like master pupil thing as much. That's really not a real thing. It's just going online, going to get books and stuff and learning how to do it on your own. And most magicians are relatively self-taught. You could go to a few good people if they'll accept you. And if you show them good chops, then they may give you pointers and new techniques and things like that. So there's a lot of tiers, honestly, to magic. Yeah.
What about as you traveled across oceans? Any good stories there? Any crazy situations or?
I mean, I got arrested out of the country, and it was just dumb. But I actually had because of you, I had a carbon fiber handcuff key on me and got arrested. And I'm sitting in the police station after a couple hours, and they seem like good guys. And I go, "You know what I do for a living?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, you're some kind of magician or something." And I go, "Well, yeah, you might want the handcuff key out of my back left pocket." And he laughs, and I go, "Okay, I'm serious, but okay." And he just leaves it.
Yeah.
And then like the sergeant comes in and goes, he said he has a handcuff key in his back left pocket. Maybe we should check. And this big dude looked like he'd been a Marine, lifts me up and reaches in, and there's a carbon fiber handcuff key right there. And they were cool about it. But we were trapped in Europe during the volcano 10 years ago. We were in Tunisia like 2 weeks before the Arab Spring, launched off there and stuff. So it's a little like Forrest Gumpy stuff where you go to different places and you're tangentially linked to it. But thank God we were never stuck in some like unrest riot somewhere or something. But it's uncomfortable because you're out of your, we were in Morocco, we were like in the Kajbat, and like the little kids attack you for like doing tours and stuff like that. And you're like, guys, like you're in my personal space. Like I don't want to, this is getting really uncomfortable. And they lead you through these corridors that you never find your way out. And you're just ready to pounce because you're like, I have to be ready for anything right now. And thank God it's never happened, but that's there's other stuff, but that's just stuff that happened.
The highlight reel. Yeah. Well, hey, I'm glad to hear that you followed some of the 100 Deadly Skill rules and put a little handcuff key in your back pocket. But I mean, you are a magician, so I mean, you really don't need it, right? You're listening to Can You Survive This Podcast? Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe, rate, and share on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.